What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the All My Black After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Today, we get a dance break, a breakdown, and a break up. Stay tuned and find out what's going on My Block.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, hello, everybody. What's going on? It's your boy, Nino, yo. Welcome back to the On My Block After Show here on AfterBuzz TV, the only On My Block After Show, I think, in the world.
Yes.
I'm going to claim it until we can't claim it no more,
Exactly.
yo. This is
us.
That's us, exactly. Mm-hmm. This is season 2, episodes 3 and 4, chapters 13 and 14. Now, you know I can't be discussing this alone. I have my girls with me, but we do have an addition, and we're missing one person today. So on my left, please welcome the jet setter. She was just in the Bay earlier this weekend.
Hey.
Shout out to Angele. What's going on, Angele?
Hey guys.
Hey.
So happy to be here.
And our new addition, she's living her best life over on Daily Pop, over on E! News. Shout out to Tyra, Prude. What's going on, girl?
Hey guys, so happy to be here.
Thank you and
so
welcome.
sorry I missed last week, but I know you guys held it down.
Thank you so much. And Kitty, where you at? We miss you, girl.
Where you at?
We'll see you next week, I'm sure. But y'all, episodes 3 and 4. Now, I know last week we talked about you wanted to get into her mom a little bit more. You wanted to know. Just a reminder, I know this is a binger, guys, but they have not watched the full season. I have, because I couldn't wait. But They want to go week by week to get the best reactions for you guys and the most genuine reactions.
Exactly.
Right. So I need your overall thoughts. Let me know what you thought about episodes 3 and 4.
It was hilarious. To me, I just love Jamal's character.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The character Jamal is really picking up the show and running off with it, because I have so many cry moments, like cry of laughter, because he's just crazy. He's crazy, and he's just everything.
He's good. What you think, Tyra?
Yeah, I thought it was a great episode. I agree. It was hilarious. Jamal definitely makes the show. But I'm not gonna lie, it was really kind of heavy for me in a way.
It was a little heavy.
It was exciting, funny, but it was also heavy. Like, I guess for me, just putting myself in their shoes and just imagining how much they're enduring as 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Just watching Ruben go through all of the aftermath from the shootings and all of that. So I think I took it kind of tough, and then they just have so much going on that
definitely.
it just
It
makes
was a
you
roller coaster,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I wrote
you
that
go
down.
up and then you go down and then you go, oh,
Right.
and then you go, okay.
It's literally a roller coaster of emotions, and right now all the emotions are running on high.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. I mean, let's just jump into it. Let's start off with episode 3, chapter 13. We got to talk about the haunting of Jamal and the gnomes and the craziness that's happening to him. And he thinks he's going crazy, and people think he's just crazy in general. But I feel like this is a curse that could be real.
I do too.
You think it's a real curse?
I mean, roller world money, you know what I'm saying? Like, dead cholos coming in after you, like...
And just the way he went about it too. Like the whole how he was trying to find the money, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but who he originally met with to figure out information on how to get the money.
Right.
You know, how that whole incident with how he was treating him bad in the hospital and
we'll
stuff.
see him in a little bit.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that was
He's coming back.
hilarious.
Yeah, so I really think this is just his karma, and I think you're right. He's just the way he did it was not in a great way, and now it's just coming back to him, and he's just getting haunted now.
I know, exactly. There's a lot going on. These little gnomes scare me.
They do.
They do, because they're like gangster gnomes.
They're gangster
But I
gnomes.
They
still
know
don't
these, though.
understand them.
I don't either. There's some magical spirits that I don't think we can understand. 'Cause
Okay.
let me tell you this. Even watching the whole season, I still don't get like what that presence is or whatever it is. So, I mean, maybe we'll get
they
more.
don't make it clear towards the end of the season?
I'll let you figure that out yourself. You trying to get out of it?
I don't need no teasers yet.
Okay.
But yeah, no,
I'll
I mean,
behave.
it's magical. Let's just say that. As magical as the money is, so is this roller world situation as well too.
Wasn't it so refreshing to see those old dollar bills?
Yeah.
Like the ones that we used when we were children?
Oh, you trying to date us now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like,
She's like,
what dollar
what?
bill?
You
Listen,
know,
y'all.
those 90 bills instead of the millennial bills.
We're still millennials, okay? We're just on the rougher, older spectrum of the millennials. But speaking of the bills, though, they have to wash the money. Basically, they have to launder the money to make sure it's clean.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they have this whole plan, this whole situation to try to figure it out, but they need a cash business. Now, Abuelita, who is OG.
I love her.
Come on
She's
now.
always down for the cause. Always. I mean, listen.
She's
who do
just
you,
as funny as Jamal.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
who do you
true.
know? You could just go up to your mom and she just pass you the bowl or whatever
Right.
for you.
You got
She's
some,
always high.
you got some anxiety? Oh,
Oh, I got you. Let's go to the basement.
exactly. She knows what's up. But, like, she has a cash business ready to go. I think the kids were just so enthralled with what's happening and trying to figure it out that they didn't really look at her.
They overlooked her.
Exactly. But I mean, she was counting the dough right there in front of the meeting.
And now that I think about it, though, wasn't she the one who even brought it to Jamal's attention from
Heck
the
yeah.
start? So it was like, why did they not think of her? Even when they needed what? Oh my God, what happened? Where they stole his bike or something?
Yeah, she needed a ride.
She they all of
She
a
was
sudden
the
thought,
car.
oh, let me call her. Like, I just don't understand why they haven't been using her this whole time when
I know.
she presented it to them with Jamal.
She's a G, and she knows that 20% better be hers, or what was it, 35% at the end of the day?
Well,
Yeah.
it was 35%,
Yeah.
but now it's nothing, right?
Now it's nothing. So, I mean, she's like, I'm over the situation. But I mean, like, that's a good way to wash it. Soon later, like, you're going to actually realize that they're going to use a different method. I can't wait for you to see that. There was a hint in this past episode, too.
Oh, wow, it
So
went
if you
over
look
my head.
back, you'll see it. I didn't realize it, so I'll rewatch it again.
Okay.
But it's there. It has to do with a gnome. But you'll check that out. But let's get into Ruby and his conscience, because he feels like all the bad stuff that happened to him getting shot, was because he wasn't right with the world. What do you think about that?
With the universe.
With the universe.
The universe.
Yes, the
And
universe
I
as a
feel
whole.
like for him being so young, that's such a huge burden to place on yourself. I mean,
yeah.
just watching him from the previous seasons, he didn't give me a reason to think like he deserved what happened and that's the universe punishing him or whatever. So I don't know. I feel for him, but like I said, it was just so heavy on me because I'm thinking about what I was doing at 14 years old and I couldn't imagine having that kind of burden on me.
Yeah.
So it was just interesting how much he beat himself up about it. I don't think he was ever intentionally a bad person. He was always the person that kept the group going and, you know, just being that light of the group, making sure Olivia was her name.
Olivia.
Making sure she was good, that, you know, she had her quinceañera, all of that. So I just really didn't understand why he was really taking it so hard.
Yeah, what do
Yeah,
you think?
he's always been the voice of reason. He's okay with the universe. It's okay. You're still
Right.
young. Like, you're not really carrying the type of sins that you're going to carry later.
Right.
So I don't feel like the universe is a factor in him having karma. It's just something messed up that happened.
Exactly.
But also at the same time, he's a good person.
I think so, too.
He's a really good person. And it's such a mature perspective that he's taking on it because, like, getting into spirituality is typically something you do when you're older. And he's already taking this approach, like, in high school. That's
Right.
crazy.
And in many ways, too. Like, his parents are straight up, like, Catholics. They're hardcore
Right.
Catholics. And we saw
Right.
that in the first episode for this season, saying, you know, why don't you come to church and, you know, think about it. But he was like, I don't even know what I believe in at this moment because of all the things that have happened. He was like, whether it be a woman or a man that's up there to guide me or whatnot. Like, it was that line was perfect. He was like,
Right.
let's be gender neutral with our religion,
Yeah.
which was
Right.
really, you know, something to see because it's so on point with what's happening right now. So the
yeah.
writing in here, once again, is just really, really good and just directly to the point to what I think millennials are thinking at the moment and just how people are living these days. But nonetheless, that is so heavy, like you said, for him to think about that. Because when I was 14, I was just figuring out what movie I was going to go to on the weekend.
Right.
Boom. That
know what I
part.
mean?
Yeah.
Literally just that, worried about what little boy liked me at school.
There you go.
And that was it. you
Making
know?
sure my hair was on point.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Making
So-
sure I looked like I had a chest, even when I didn't.
Exactly. Like, what outfit was I going to stunt, you know, my freshman year in high school on
Yeah.
Monday?
But I loved how I love how raw the emotions were because people do deal with that.
Yeah.
People who, you know, whoever believes in a higher being or things like that. I know I personally, when something completely went wrong in my life, I'm just like, well, is God even there? You know, are you even, you know, real? Like, why would you let me endure something like this? Why would you put me in a situation like that? So I think that's why I got so emotionally attached to him because
Yeah.
I've kind of been there, not to that extent,
Right.
but you do sometimes when you receive obstacles, it's just like, why me? Like,
Yeah.
what
You
did I
think why
do to
the
deserve
universe
this?
is just coming down at you all at once, basically. And I think we all feel that way.
But there is a blessing in the lesson.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
I'm hoping he
always
sees
pull
that.
out that positivity in it, and I think he does. I think I watched past the next 3 episodes.
Okay,
don't
okay.
ruin it.
Pulling
So,
out
but-
something positive
But
in
he
this whole
does.
ordeal.
He does here too because we get Jasmine and we really get to see Jasmine and why she is the way she is.
Yes.
Her dad, we find out, is revealed to have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, because he was in the war in Afghanistan. Her dad came back just not the same, a whole different person.
Right.
And then Jasmine really helps takes care of him. And I think that's where we see why she's so compassionate, why, you know, she is the way she is.
She's so extra.
She's so
because
extra.
It's her coping mechanism
Exactly.
to have a broad imagination. Like, she can almost imagine him interacting with her the way maybe he used to.
Right, because I mean, you see her. She's still she's definitely 14, maybe younger in some perspectives. She's just really a kid at times. Although she can get a little extra and a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
You know,
She's a little
but
grown
she's a little grown
sometimes.
sometimes. But I think she has those times because she wants to go back and revert back to the days where her dad was okay.
Yeah.
But this is where the universe does have that silver lining because she gets to talk to Ruby about it.
Right.
And really show him that you are the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
That was
let me
cool.
just say, I'm loving Jasmine's character this
Right.
season. You know, last year we just saw her as that annoying girl who just wanted to fit in and be a part
Right.
of the group. But I'm really
With her
loving
asthma
how...
attacks.
Right. But I'm right.
Hey, don't talk about me with asthma attacks.
Sorry, you guys
Hey,
do
hey.
have
I
asthma.
will pull out that pump quick in 24-hour fitness.
But I just really love how she's like, you know, making a mark on the show and seeing this different side of her.
Yes.
She's definitely actually a genuine person. Like, they would brush her off, but she's really somebody good to have around.
She's somebody that I think they all need to have around.
I see her as being the girl Ruby because she ties up the
Heck
loose ends.
yeah, okay.
And she peeps game.
Yeah.
Like, she peeps things while everyone else is trying to figure out. She's like, I know you two boning.
Right.
Like,
Right.
she's already there, like, mentally.
Uh-huh.
So I love her for being the one that says what we're thinking.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like, she has no bars. She doesn't hold anything back. She's straightforward. She's direct. And she knows what she wants, and she goes after what she wants. And that's the type
Exactly.
of character they need on.
They need
on
some-
here with them trying to figure out who they are. She already knows who she
Right.
is.
And she's
Exactly.
been
And
through
she's
many rough
comfortable with
patches.
it.
And she's
Right.
not scared to be who she is, and that's the thing. Because you could only have one life to live, and she knows that through seeing what her dad went through.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
like, why would I be scared to just live my authentic self? And I think that's what she's telling Ruby as well too, and telling him also not to blame him because that's the hard part. You can't blame yourself in situations that you have no
control over.
And that's, I mean, to this day, you know, since we talked about our ages, you know what I'm saying? I've had a couple of years on this earth, and I still think about that every time. I can't control what I can't control, and you have to let that go because that's the best part. Being
Says it
actors,
in the Bible.
right? Being actors or anybody in the entertainment industry, when you go into an audition and you know you can't do anything but just give your best.
Give your best and walk away and
And
just
let it
leave
go.
it
And
behind.
let it go.
Like
Same
it didn't
thing.
even happen. If you get the call back, great. If you didn't, you didn't even remember that you didn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
And then-
life moves on just that quickly.
Yeah,
Amen.
and then you also just have to remember that there's a lesson in anything, in everything. So if it's something that you're just not understanding, just ask like, okay, why was I put in this situation? What am I supposed to get out of it instead of beating yourself up about it?
Exactly, 100%.
Pulling out the positive.
It's kind of like Monse. Monse is very, very strong. When
Yes.
she knows that there are things that she just can't, you can't control, and you just have to take control when you can. One thing she can take control of is helping Cesar at this point. That's a good girlfriend.
Listen,
She's
For her
down.
age, that's a
her
good
age,
girlfriend.
I mean, she's making sure he is fed,
She said,
clothed,
"Listen."
a house, roof over his head. I'm
Yes.
just loving her energy, and I'm just loving them two together. Like, I'm sorry, rest in peace, Olivia. But when they finally got back together, I was like, oh my god, I
Same,
love
same, girl.
I was
Same.
like, I really like the Monse Cesar combo
Oh, yeah.
versus the Olivia Cesar combo. Not playing down Olivia's character, but it's just a better fit.
Yeah.
There's so many different layers between those two. Like they're unassumingly together. They're so different,
Right.
and that's what makes it so fulfilling for me
Yeah.
to see them together. I need them to be together. I need their
and that's-
relationship to survive.
That's what I was gonna get on. They're so different, but they're both dealing with tough situations where, like you said, they need each other. They're
Right.
kind of like that balance
Right.
with, you know, each other's problems. Even though you see she kind of holds things back more to make sure he's good, but it's just in a way they just balance each other out.
Definitely, because I think she has her own problems with her, and we'll talk about her mom in a bit too, with just her living situation and her dad, and just things that just have happened in her life. She doesn't have a mom. And then Cesar, who just doesn't have a family at this moment.
He doesn't have a mom
whatsoever.
or a dad.
Mom or
Yeah.
dad, brother, everyone just turned his back on him, and she's like, I'm going to nurture you. Even if she didn't have a mom to nurture her, I think the love that her dad gave throughout the whole time and making sure she was okay really rubbed off on her. And she was like,
Yeah.
let me
Because
just
it's
go
like,
ahead and
I've
do this
been
to you.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
Not to that extent, but I've been there where I literally felt like I didn't have anyone but one person.
Exactly. I mean, she does everything. She gives him money for a hostel to stay in that crazy hostel that he's staying or whatnot, but at least he's sleeping in a bed and not on the street street or in a car.
Yeah.
You know, but she gets a phone call from her mama, who she doesn't know it's her mama yet, who I think her name at this point is Julie, but her real name is Selena.
Yeah.
To give her a consulting job on her book, because her mom writes books about young teens and their lives and things like that. So she wanted to have a consultancy
The
type
irony.
situation.
Which is, I was just gonna say, which is so ironic considering what she did and what she left behind. You're gonna turn around and be an author on a topic as this, such as this.
So I'm gonna pull out my psychology degree real quick. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I'm ready.
You know, we got double bachelors. I'm gonna pull out one of them right now. Yo. So the psychology in that is she needs to let it out. She needs to project, because she did something that was so wrong back then, and she never was able to fix it.
Wow.
So she wants to go ahead and write out what she was doing so she could feel something. And now
Feel
she
that
had
void.
feel that void exactly that she had went through, and almost kind of like tear herself down a little bit, because she's like, I did this to my daughter. And then now that she has the inkling that this is her daughter, she's like, I want to try to better, right the wrong.
Right.
And try to make it happen or whatnot.
But
She's guilty as heck.
My thing is like, Monse, she's already in high school. Isn't it like team too late? Like,
Oh, it's super team too late. Like,
impactful in her world right now, but as far as like who she is and her character, all of that is already developed.
right. And she better
She
hope
is
that
who
she
she
developed
is.
great. And she's lucky that she did, because her dad really put her, really raised her really, really well.
Yeah.
He did.
But at this point, she's like, I need to be a part of that. Like, even though she wasn't there for the hard parts, I'm pretty sure it was hard on her too. I got to give it up. Like, she really put herself out on the line, right? Because, like, imagine, like, what would you do if you did something so horrible and you're trying to fix that wrong? How would you feel? Would you try to go for it and fix that wrong and try to find your daughter, be with your daughter, or would you just let it be and then just be in the what if situation the whole time?
I question Julie's character, like her as an individual. The fact that she had to slam the dad so that she appeared to be merited for actually abandoning her child. That didn't sit well with me, and I was for her living with her mom, and then it just did a 180 that quick. The minute I found out that she was like throwing shade on the dad, I had to turn over like completely. Like,
You
I
did
don't even
hop in
like
a little bit, right? Okay, well, we won't get
I
too
didn't
far.
even
We won't get too. You haven't watched that part yet.
Because I was over here like,
She hasn't
I'm
watched that
trying
part
to
yet.
connect the pieces.
That's further into the episode.
It's okay, but
that's okay. That's not a big. That's not a big
but
spoiler.
it's fine because I see it.
Yeah.
I see it coming. But I was gonna get on that anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just really to see. I'm ready to see how her character is getting ready to play out, because we need answers.
And you'll see it.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you wait until she reaches out and then you all of a sudden go boom, like, this is my daughter, and you're in tears. You give her all of this money to fill whatever void.
Well,
you
I
needed
was
to.
telling Nino the last show, I was like, with her finding out who, like, that this is her daughter from seeing the dad's face on the screen, Monty, why would she not say, hey, I'm your mom? Like, have that conversation the minute you find out. Not wait and play it off and then cry in the corner later. Like, let's talk about this right now, because I've waited years to see you. I've waited years to talk to you.
But she didn't know,
No, she knew after she saw the dad's
right,
face
but
on the
I'm
phone.
saying, oh God, why
Season
am I
1.
freezing on her name? Monse?
Yeah.
She didn't know that she realized, like, oh, this is my daughter. So it was just
Right.
kind of like, maybe she was just in this space. It was just full of shock. Like, this girl came in saying she was Laura, and the next thing I know is like, she's secretly like trying to figure out who I am.
Right.
And, giving me clues about her, and then it just all kind of came together. So maybe it was just kind of one of those things where she just didn't know what to do in that moment. And that's why she constantly kept reaching out to her, like, hey, I have these different jobs that I want you to do.
She wanted to for sure find out it was her.
Yeah.
I think from a viewer's perspective, we think that she knew right away, but I think from a character perspective, she was still second guessing to make sure that was really her daughter, because she knew that she named her daughter Monse, but she went by Laura. You know what I mean? I know it's frustrating, girl. I know.
The same way her name was Selena and she's Julie.
And
Exactly.
did they
Don't give me that.
Is that later when they're gonna reveal that? Because I kind of got confused on that too. Like, where did Selena come from? Where did her newer name come from?
It was in. We're on episode 3 right now. It was on episode 4, but it was quick.
Okay.
It was quick. It was when her and the dad were fighting.
Oh my gosh!
Right,
Like my mom's name is Selena because she was at a coffee house.
Doing the
her
consulting.
when she met up with her consulting, and she's like, "Oh, my dad's name is Monse, and my mom's name was Selena."
And
that's
that's
why
how
my name
and
was
that's when she
Monse."
dropped the bomb, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
but I'm saying, I guess maybe she changed her name from, it was Selena, she changed it to this new name to just completely live a new lifestyle.
You'll see that.
That's what, okay,
You're
that's
gonna
what
see
I was
that.
trying to get at.
You're
That's
gonna
what I'm
learn
trying to figure
today
out.
if you keep on watching.
Okay.
You gonna learn today.
I'm jumping the gun. I'll calm
Yeah,
down.
but you should. It's definitely there. They're gonna reveal it a little bit more. I think you watched to a point where I got frustrated too at that point, and I was like, I couldn't.
I was like, sis,
I had to pause
really?
my TV real quick, and I'm like, oh man, the emotions running through my head about that situation.
Not cool.
Yeah, you're gonna feel that emotion too.
After he
in a little
did
bit.
all of those years of raising her without you, you gonna slam him?
Yeah.
For real?
And then, but even I haven't gotten to the slamming yet, but even just the audacity to go, come live with me, it's safer. Like, what
Right.
makes you think that I'm safe with you when
Right.
you
Well, I don't
haven't
even
been
know
here?
you.
Right.
I barely know you. I
Right.
mean, okay. Let's get on to the
All right,
next episode.
sorry.
Right,
We
we
got
But-
all in our feelings.
Because, we emotional beings. But before we do, Angele has something to say. Go ahead and take it away, girl.
Hey guys, thank you so much for allowing us to be the ESPN of TV talk. And we love having shows like this, and we just really need your help to continue growing. So if you're on YouTube right now watching, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, not only to this show, but any show you watch. And also, if you're listening on a podcast on iTunes, give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
None of the other stars matter, just the 5. Just the 5. And thank you so much for getting involved in the conversation. Leave us a comment. We will shout you out right here on air. And we love for all the feedback that you guys give us. So jump in on the conversation, tell your friends about us, and continue enjoying our shows.
There we go. Thank you so much, Angele.
Yes.
Now, speaking of enjoying our show, let's get back to episode 4, chapter 14. We got a little bit more juice in the situation. Let's start off with the roommate situation real quick. Jamal and Cesar are now roommates because Jamal was so graciously enough and kind enough to say, you know what, come live with me. I know you don't have a place to stay.
I was
Come
thinking
live
that
with me.
the entire time, like from the moment he got kicked out of his own house, I was
Go to
like,
Jamal.
okay, well, Ruby's mom is not for it.
Right.
Monse's dad is not
Heck
for
no.
it. Who's left? Jamal. His parents are nuts and they're awesome. So I think
parents are nuts and they're awesome.
But that's literally the perfect way to sum up their whole family.
The whole family is like that, correct,
So
yes.
I was like, why are they not for it? I haven't heard any feedback. And so I was wondering, why doesn't he just go to Jamal?
Yeah.
It's a safe place. It looks clean over there.
Yeah.
Everything just seems like it would be on the up
Yeah.
and up if
Right.
he tried to ask.
And I think the reason why he didn't do that is because he's still scared of just bringing bad juju or like anything that has to do with the Santos or the prophets to anybody else's house.
Because he knows he's pretty much, well, I don't want to say liability, but
He's a target.
Yeah, he's a target, and I mean, let's be real. He really kind of caused everything that's happened. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to put any more danger upon my friends that I've already done.
But his dad was his parents were so kind enough to say, okay, yeah, just go ahead and stay here. And they did, but it's not the best living situation for both of them. Well, actually, just for Cesar.
him.
Let's be real, just for Cesar. Jamal's having the time of his life with his hermano.
And you know,
Yeah.
I think it's cute. I feel like
you're so cute.
I think it's cute. He's just excited to just have someone there. I mean, from what I think I remember, he doesn't have any siblings, right?
Yeah, I
Does
think
he?
it's just Jamal.
Yeah, so he's just having the time of his life. This is my bestie,
Living
aka
his
now
best
he
life.
my big bro or whatever age
Yeah.
they are.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So I mean, I love seeing that come out of him. I love seeing him excited. It was a bit much,
Right.
But it was just cool to know you just had somebody there in your corner who really wanted to just be that person for
Yeah.
you because you didn't have it.
Right.
And just think about also Jamal's character. He doesn't really have anyone close to him.
Right.
Because I feel like Ruby is more like Monsee and Cesar's friend.
Right.
And Jamal is always
Jamal was
kind
just
of
left
the
out. Let's be
outlier.
real.
Yeah, he's
And
just
he
the weird
says
one, a
it
part of the
over
group.
and over again. You guys always leave me out. You always forget about me. You
Yeah.
don't include me. And he feels isolated.
Yes.
So if you think about how inclusive one would feel if Cesar, like kind of the head of the group, comes to stay with him, he's like juiced. He's completely
He's like,
over.
I'm officially in the group.
Right.
Like,
Now,
I thought I was an
like,
outsider.
Cesar lives with me, so yeah. So I can see why he was overly excited and trying to overcompensate the brotherhood.
Exactly.
And then he just looks at him as his safe haven, you know?
Exactly.
Someone.
And he doesn't have a love interest, so he needs somebody to vent to.
Exactly.
Like everybody else.
And that's the thing. Like this was I think good for him because one, he had somebody with him all the time now, and he wasn't just alone in this room counting this money trying to figure it out. He was out of his head.
To be honest, we need someone in that room.
We need somebody in that room with that money.
money.
Let's be real, right? From the gnomes to anybody who's just trying to come and get it. And plus, I think he feels more safe. Like these gnomes are crazy. I'm gonna dream about them tonight. Watch.
Don't say that.
But now he has his bagman in a sense, right?
Yeah.
His security guard who's making sure that he's good or whatnot. But they both need each other. And later on, he realizes there is that silver lining once again that he's there at least sleeping under a roof that's not a hostel, with somebody safe, with a family that's there that can help protect him as well too, because he should not be having to deal with that at 14 years old once again.
Yeah. Right.
14, 15, however old he is. I didn't look like that when I was 14.
Listen, I don't remember, but I definitely didn't look like that.
So, let's be real. We already talked about the Monse and her mom, Selena situation. We know that that's happening, but I'll touch more on that in just a second after the dance. But Jasmine's lineup from 1 to Freaky for Ruby for his date to the dance. Can we just talk about that moment and how she pulled those contestants out?
That was a mess. First of all, I'm like, where are the chaperones? Where's the PE teacher? Where is everyone at? Because
how are they able to put on something like that?
And then the girls were fast.
It was so objectifying that you
Monse
can do
was like,
anything.
nope, not me.
Yeah, you can do anything but laugh at that moment.
Yeah. That was
That's
too
what
good.
this is just TV.
That was a good
that's how
comedy
you know
break.
it was just TV, yeah.
That was a good comedy break. Shout out to Jasmine for trying at least. But this is where I feel like I like to ship Ruby and Jasmine, because you saw he was like, I don't want to go with anybody else, but I want to go with you.
That was cute.
Just because he wants
her
to win the
heart
dance
sank.
contest. But her heart, what? It sank. Exactly.
Me?
Right.
It's so funny, the role reversal here, because what Jasmine is to Ruby is what Ruby was to Olivia.
Yes, 100%.
And
Yeah.
so that is how
Okay, deep.
these these roles came full circle for me. I said, okay, so now he's empathizing. He wanted Olivia so bad. He's like, well, since I can't have you, let me just support you and lift you up and do for you. And so that's what Jasmine's like, okay, well, since Ruby doesn't want me, let me just support him and lift him up and be there for him. And put on this soiree of women.
Look at God.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
just saying.
But you know, I also like
good karma came back to
Good
him.
karma
Exactly.
came back, but I'm a little worried. I feel like, you know, Jasmine, she clearly has such this giving heart and she's very compassionate. I'm nervous when Ruby. Ruby. I don't know why I want to say Ruben.
Oh, he said Ruben. He
Okay, cool.
That's his name.
Yeah,
That's his full name.
I feel like when he gets back on his feet, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of just like forgets about Jasmine and it kind of just like flips back. I don't know. That's just me thinking all randomly.
Well, that's the sad part because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I kind of just see that happening. You know, like she's just there for him, or you know, she might start catching feelings, and he's gonna have to slowly turn her down.
Well,
like,
she
She
definitely
already
catching
got
feelings. She
feelings.
caught feelings season one.
Like the feelings are there.
yeah.
She caught feelings season one. Now she's just trying to spread those feelings to Ruby. But I mean, that was a cute moment, right? Let's be real. And then we see it even enhanced during the dance. Enhanced during the dance. Look at that. Look at that.
That was
Well played.
cute.
Okay.
Yeah, they had little matching
They had a little matching outfit. They won.
She had her
She had a
Ariana Grande
ponytail bodysuit going on.
She
That
looks
was
good.
cute. Yeah,
Yeah, and they
hot.
won the dance contest, and they killed it. They got a $50 gift card to Chili's.
And I love the way she broke it down. Like, okay,
Right.
so we can get something off the kids menu and we can go these many days, or we can just do it all at once. I
Right,
was like,
exactly. She's like,
yes,
I know
work
how to
your gift
stretch this
card.
$50
Right.
real
We all
quick.
got friends like that though.
I mean, I was like that when I was younger too. I was like, okay,
Frugal
so I got
is
a
the way.
$25 gift card to blah, blah, blah. How can we spend this where we could all be happy?
See,
You know what I
that's
mean?
funny because I used to just be like, highest thing on the menu.
No.
I'll take the steak. Let's go. But they won, and then they got that big kiss from them during the dance because I think they were both so excited. Well, he kissed her a little bit, then she kissed him a lot.
Oh yeah, she went with it. She's like, "Oh, this what we doing?
That's what we're doing.
Bet.
Let's get it." And then Jamal was a chaperone throughout the whole dance, and that was happening. And he was trying to pay back his dues for digging those holes.
So
But then he was
he railroaded someone.
Tyrone.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. He was trying to dig himself out of a hole, and I feel like he just put himself right back in one. It's gonna come back out. Like
It's terrible.
Talk about karma again, huh?
But he's hilarious. That whole scene was a trip.
and it's
Exactly.
the way he was just like 1, 2,
Two.
counting down with him. Like you were the one who did this.
I mean, he knew he was safe. He was like, "I'm gonna call this phone right now." And Tyrone, you in trouble, Tyrone. Come to the office, Tyrone. But I mean, that happened, and everything seemed to be good. And I was so happy. Everyone was elated. Everyone was having a good time. And then, like I said, what did I say in the intro? We had a dance break, check. Then we had a breakdown. Ruby broke down, check. And then we have a break up. Ruby breaks down because he hears the gunshots again. He hears a song. I was playing with him. Olivia were dancing, and then he loses control. But then afterwards, Monsee and Cesar break up because Monsee says, "I need to move out for a little bit. Go to Brentwood. That's a nice city. Go to Brentwood and live my life and try to figure out my mom." And Cesar gives that ultimatum.
Yeah.
And I was so mad at him for that. Like, this girl has literally been your rider, like has done all that she could, and when she finally needs to get that, peace for herself and figure out what she's going through, you go, "We're done if you leave." Like, that was really, that, I mean, they're young, so they don't quite understand it yet, but it was just like, have some compassion. Like she said, not saying that you guys are done, she's just saying, I need to figure out my life.
Yeah.
So now it's just like, you guys both ruin it. You, like we said, they need each other. They both have these deep issues going. Like, what are y'all gonna do now?
Exactly.
I totally agree with you, but I'd like to play devil's advocate here.
Let's go, devil's advocate. Okay.
I could definitely see where he's coming from, because it's like, this is the shittiest time for you to leave right now when I have no place to go, nowhere to sleep,
But
no
he's
one to
at
talk
Jamal's
to.
house.
Yeah, he at Jamal's house now.
Well,
But still, he's going through stuff.
like,
He's
like
going through a
through
lot.
it.
that's
Yeah.
tentative
Yeah.
because he wasn't happy, and I didn't even think he would last that long.
Yeah.
I thought the minute Jamal started cuddling with him, he was like, hey,
Or trying to shave his armpit. Like, what you doing with that razor
That
in
was
bed,
weird.
boy?
That was
He's
weird.
such a gangster. Like, he's so in that life. I didn't even see him allowing Jamal to even cross certain boundaries.
Right.
But he took it, and I didn't think he was gonna go that long. But like, his living situation was rocky. It was tentative, and then at the same time, like, thugs come into his place of work.
Yeah.
Seeking him out. So
We going.
oh
Lord.
Y'all giving all
Angele
these
excited.
teasers.
I cannot watch a head like you. I tried to do you, and I can't.
Look, that's
Okay,
enough.
stop.
No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, no, I feel you, though, because
That's the shittiest time to leave.
that's his rock, and his rock's about to go somewhere and try to figure herself out, but he's not even done figuring himself out or them together. And anytime he has a hard time, he goes to Monse. That's the hard part.
That's mama.
Right, that
like
part.
that's his maternal nurturing figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see that in young men that just who didn't have a mother figure, like they confide in their spouse or girlfriend or whatever. So that
People
was just
say
a random
daddy issues. There's definitely guys with mama issues
Yeah.
that need that nurturing because they never got it back then.
They
Yeah.
both have mama issues.
Yeah.
Well, I broke down though. I was just like, he went into the room. He don't even like Jamal. Was in there
And
crying,
he was
like,
crying on his shoulder. No, I felt really bad for that. I mean, at that moment in time, and that was like, okay, so you're gonna end this season or this episode on that note,
Right.
That's why I had to keep on going because I literally was gonna stop at 4 when I first started, and then that happened. I was like,
He's like,
I gotta keep on
Start.
going. And then I was like, oh dang, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. What did I do?
right?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
tripping.
it is
You
like
know.
that. This show is like that.
So it's definitely like that. But I mean, that is episodes 3 and 4. But we do have a little bit of news if you want to
Yes,
spread some of the
we
news out there.
do.
AfterBuzz TV News.
I have to always wait for the intro. So our favorite character, Jamal, aka his real name is Brett Gray, he was featured in Teen Vogue, and he pretty much gave us information about his role and how the role gave him the opportunity to emulate some of his comic idols. He quoted, "I thought it was really refreshing to see a black male character portrayed in this way. I grew up watching Will Smith and Eddie Murphy, and I remember feeling so connected to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It felt like such such an opportunity to tell that story again for our generation.
Yes.
How do you guys feel about that? I
love
agree.
that.
Me
That's
too.
dope.
Because we don't see these kind of just goofy, silly characters
Not at
anymore.
all.
Everyone has to be cool. Everyone has to be hip. So I love that he went for a role like this, and he's trying to be that next Fresh Prince of our generation.
Right.
So that was amazing. And yeah, he was just pretty much talking about when he was 14. Like, he knew he was a little crazy and ambitious, but he
course he
also had
was.
that innocence, and we
He's
definitely
an
see it.
actor for crying
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
loud. You
and we-
literally have to have those qualities, or you
Yeah.
will not
Definitely.
make it in this industry.
Yeah, we definitely see that. But yeah, so that was just something that we wanted to point out. You guys can feel free to watch read up more on his story on Teen Vogue. And then also, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's some great music on season
Bomb music
2.
on season 2 soundtrack.
And if you guys want to get that music, it's from, I don't want to bomb this. Distractify. You can go to Distractify. And they literally have a rundown of all the songs that were on each episode. They have songs from who's on here? Q Money. I don't know who that is.
There's a
the
whole
Latin
bunch.
Brothers.
If you look through the
Dej
list,
Loaf.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dej Loaf is dope, but there's a whole bunch of people that I don't know, and I was like, yo, this song was dope, and when I played it, I was like, oh, that's that song from that scene.
Yeah.
Really good. Y'all definitely gotta check it out.
Yeah, definitely. So
Check out the
go on
soundtrack.
there, watch it, then go back and listen to those tunes, and come back and watch us on our after show.
Exactly. There we go, y'all. Okay, so this is where I step out, and I can't give you what I think is gonna happen because I watched it. I know you watched to a certain point, so be careful with what you say, Angele.
Dang.
But I'm gonna start with Tyra then. I want to
Yes.
know what your predictions are for the next 2 episodes.
Next 2 episodes. Okay.
Now, your AfterBuzz.
I think Jamal and Cesar are gonna get really close.
Okay.
I think him, with this whole breakup, he's gonna need someone to confide in. What else? I don't know. This is hard. There's so much
tough.
going on.
There's a lot going on. Okay. I mean, that's good though.
let's leave it there for
leave
now.
It there. And do you even want to say your prediction, or are you just scared to
I don't
predict?
say my predictions because I don't want to give out any more spoilers. I jumped ahead, guys, but I really, because I really don't know what's happening with Monse's mom.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping she comes back into the picture and rights the wrong. That's all I'm hoping.
There we go, y'all. I'm not going to tell you what I think because I watch it already, and I'm going to give too much away. But nonetheless, let us know your predictions in the bottom of the comments because we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you interact with us as well too because we love talking about this even after the show as well.
Absolutely.
Tweet us, hit us up or whatnot. Everyone, it's your boy Nino once again. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hit me up. Let's talk. Angela, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Angele Taylor _ on Instagram and on Twitter. And also you can find me in an hour on The Fix.
Look at you
Yes,
working.
the
Okay.
Fix. And you guys can find me on all social media platforms at _Tyra Prude. And you can also catch me tomorrow on The Voice After Show. We're going to be
Yeah.
live, Team Blake.
There we go, y'all. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. Let us know what you guys think in the comments, like I mentioned, and talk to us. We will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.